How's it going, guys? Just gonna check the microphone here, make sure, yep, everything's all good. I called it. Nakamura is our 2018 winner. This is literally just breaking news. This is probably the quickest I've uploaded a video in my entire life, so you are getting exclusive right now. If you're just coming into us live right now. This is probably the quickest I've uploaded a video in my this is mad. Like, was this Rumble good? Should Nakamura have won it? And I know it's going to piss off a lot of people, but breaking news, it has just been announced that he wants to face AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Breaking news. I don't think anyone's uploaded this as quick. So YouTube, if you're going to screw me out of viewership, I was the first. I've just come here first before any reaction. Listen, this was a match that I kind of knew. That I'll be honest with you, this Rumble was so predictable that I even had tags in for this and the title before he even won it. It was predictable. He was the odds-on favorite with the bookies. This is something that we're going to have to look for in the future, because if you remember, Randy Orton was the favorite in the last Royal Rumble. So clearly the bookies know something that we don't. But I picked Nakamura. I had a fair idea that he was going to win. I think a lot of people knew he was going to win. So it's going to be him versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. That's going to be freeing up Brock. By the looks of it, looks like Brock will then essentially face Roman Reigns. And hopefully we'll see John Cena versus The Undertaker. We're going to check out all your reactions right now. Rey Mysterio is back. Yes, I tell you what. Here, shout out to Emma. She's someone that I work with. She says, "Oh, it'd be awesome to see Rey Mysterio back." So shout out to Emma. She really wanted to see Rey back, so he's back. I'm gonna put Sabar in the knee bar. How are they supposed to write for Nakamura? He can't speak a word of English. We'll have to wait and see. Anyone but Roman, everyone's pretty much happy. Finally, WWE did something right. Listen, here's the thing. I know a lot of people are going to be angry, especially from the anti-Smark side. A lot of people are going to be angry that Nakamura won. I don't really care that Nakamura won. Okay, I'm one of those people that generally don't. I knew he was going to win. I haven't watched that much wrestling, but Stevie Wonder could even see that this man was going to win. You know what I mean? Like, I had my tags. I had Vivid said he's not watching wrestling anymore. It was just, you know, hang on, I'll take my headphones off because Daniel Bryan's talking and stuff. Honestly, I kind of seen that this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen. Was there any surprise entrance? There was a hurricane, that was it. We're gonna talk about Nakamura winning the Royal Rumble, and then we're gonna talk about the Royal Rumble itself, because there's two types of things that we can talk about. Number one, should Nakamura won this Royal Rumble? He probably should have. To be honest, the Rumble now is more being in line with SmackDown, from what I see. And that's what one of my concerns with the brand split was, is that essentially the Rumble was going to be second fiddle to what essentially is going to be the main event. We've seen that previously, that what happened before, and it's a crying shame, because the Rumble to me is something that, in my opinion, should be the main event. It should be, but again, we'll get to that in a minute. Nakamura, I feel as if Nakamura is deserving of win it. I know that's going to make a lot of people angry, especially from the anti-Smark side, but I do think that he does deserve to win it. I think him versus AJ Styles will be a good match at WrestleMania. I know this is going to piss off a lot of people that hate the Indies, but I do think that this is a good decision. However, this Royal Rumble should have been a little bit closer to the card. This Rumble was incredibly early, ridiculously early. The match itself was initially, the Rumble itself was this Royal Rumble match. The match itself, not the winner, but the match itself, good? Absolutely not. I felt this was a very disappointing Rumble from start to somewhat the finish. I do think that the finish was a hell of a lot better than previous years, but the Rumble match from start to essentially that part was very disappointing. We didn't see Taker. We didn't see any dramatic returns. In fact, the only return was the Hurricane. That's really it. There wasn't a lot of good returns. So if you're walking into this Rumble expecting there to be big returns, you're going to be very, very disappointed. And I do understand those that are very disappointed with this Rumble. Overall, I do think that Nakamura was deserving of it. I do think that Nakamura and AJ Styles is a match that probably should happen at WrestleMania. Like I said, it's going to piss off a lot of people and shit like that, but and we're going to get into that in a second, Calvin. The only reason why it was so early was for the Women's Royal Rumble. This is going to cause some controversy because the Men's Royal Rumble was before the Women's Royal Rumble. Do I have anything wrong about that? It is what it is. It is what it is. We'll have to wait and see how this, if they're going to do something special for this Women's Royal Rumble, we'll have to wait and see. From what I've heard, is that it's going to be the main event. Charlie's going to be pissed. Charlie is going to be so fucking angry at this shit. Yeah. General Jerry, add you on my emoji movie faction. Can you please read this? Who won? Nakamura won, mate. Let's see here. This is badass. So apparently most people seem to like it. Some people wrote, please tell me Batista came back. Sadly, Batista did not come back. I have some room to talk here now because it's the Seth Rollins tag match and shit like that. But this is kind of a rarity for me because I'm actually talking about the Royal Rumble at a reasonable time, which is good. But overall, I felt from start to finish this Rumble, was this the best? Absolutely not. Was this the worst? I don't think it was the worst, but at the same time, it wasn't great either. This Rumble match, if you had to summarize, was very much like the 25th anniversary of Raw. Now, the problem is with Rumble matches is that people seem to think, oh, well, this guy won. That makes the whole Rumble match good. That's not what I do. I ain't like any other. If you are new to here, I ain't like some other YouTube wrestling reviewer that you might see that fake praises an indie wrestler for the sake of it and says that the whole Rumble match is great. Absolutely not. My kind of take on it is that the Rumble match wasn't great. It really wasn't. The ending should have, like I said, with Nakamura winning, I think he's probably the best candidate going forward for that, because clearly people want to see him versus AJ Styles, and clearly it's something that people want to pay for. And you know what? I like AJ Styles, and I hope AJ Styles does beat Nakamura. I know a lot of people have been bashing AJ Styles and stuff like that, and they've been saying, oh, he's an indie darling, he sucks. listen, AJ, in my opinion, is probably the best candidate for the WWE Championship. And despite what a lot of anti-smarks might say, him and Nakamura is probably the best thing going for WWE right now. And I don't mean that in a sense where, Jerry's turned into an indie fan by any stretch of the imagination. That's absolutely not true. The problem is that there's no stars that are in WWE roster right now for that main event caliber. And if you look at that roster, Nakamura versus AJ Styles is the right pick. Whether you like to admit it or not, it is the right pick. The question is, though, with this match especially, will it be in the main event? Probably not. I don't think they might do another CM Punk job again. There's a possibility. I think that they're going to have Brock and Roman again main event for WrestleMania. It's typical WWE. If you don't know, I mean, like I said, this Royal Rumble itself was very predictable. I even had tags. If you're only joining me right now, I had tags in the title made even before Nakamura even won. Stevie Wonder even seen this shit. Stevie Wonder seen this shit. And you know what? The problem as well with this Royal Rumble was that it was very predictable. It was. Whether you like to admit it or not, it was very, very predictable. We're going to go through the comments right now. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Here, guys, I know a lot of people are trying to join the show right now, but I actually have to end the show soon because I'm probably going to do an overall Royal Rumble review, so I can't have anyone join, at this point in time. I know a lot of people really want to join, especially what's going on. But guys, I just want to say this. Was this Rumble good? No. Did the right guy win? Yeah, he won. Whether you like to admit it or not, he won. The right guy won. I know a lot of people, there's arguments to say that Nakamura shouldn't have won the Royal Rumble because he can't speak English and stuff. I think people making that argument, that's just ridiculous. And I know, and I hope that maybe for me coming back and maybe me saying this type of stuff, maybe people might fucking shake their minds a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. It's WWE. If you're walking into this thinking Batista was going to win, you're set up for failure. If you're walking into this thinking that whoever you thought was going to win, you're going to set up for failure. The problem is with the Royal Rumble right now is that you have to look at the bookies because they're the guys that I think know what's going on. Nakamura was the odds-on favorite to win this, and by God, did he win it. I will say this, the ending of the Royal Rumble match, the confrontation, and I know a lot of people bash Roman Reigns, JD, but Roman actually, I think, did tell a good story here with Nakamura at the very end of the match. I think that their confrontation at the end was very good, although very predictable, to be honest. I felt that it was actually very, very good. And I will say this, the ending of this Royal Rumble was a hell of a lot better than previous years, but the Rumble match itself from start to finish was it was just not in the same caliber. There was even a running joke of Heath Slater, like he was supposed to run into the ring. Baron Corbin clotheslined him, then Bray kicked him, and then people kept kicking Heath Slater all the time, and then Heath Slater apparently eliminated Sheamus in like 1 second. I don't know if he's beat that time or not. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, this Rumble is very mediocre at best. My thoughts so far on the pay-per-view itself, I think we're halfway through it. I'm not really impressed with the pay-per-view, but like I said, Nakamura's won. We've pretty much got what we've already wanted. I think everyone can pretty much walk away at this point. We'll have to see if Ronda comes to the Rumble. We'll have to wait and see about that. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. You look like Mark Zuckerberg. Well, thank you. I really want to be rich. Better be Nakamura than Cena or Reigns. I will agree with that. I know a lot of people, especially a lot of anti-smarks, might say, well, Cena and Reigns should have won. Reigns shouldn't have won that Royal Rumble. I mean, sweet baby Jesus. The guy has been in the final, how long? Like, it is getting a bit tiresome. He's pretty much become the the Rumble guy when it comes to that. Brandon Bada said, who returned? Only the Hurricane and Rey Mysterio. That was it. That was pretty much it. It was good to see Rey come back. I can't, but Wrestling Randall said, I can't help but laugh at the future low ratings. That probably will happen, to be fair. I'm a Reigns fan, but I'm glad he didn't win. That's another thing. I'm kind of like, and by the way, I'm by no means am I one of these people that bash Reigns all the time for these fake rage kind of people that fake rage over Roman. And if you're into my channel and if you're expecting that, please don't expect that. But Roman especially, I feel as if he shouldn't have won it. He really shouldn't have won it. Let's see what other comments we have. I'm not an indie smart, but AJ Styles has been refreshing as a WWE champion. See, that's what I like to see. I will say this. It's good to see them try and do this indie thing in a good sense, if that makes sense. I do think AJ and Nakamura is probably the best pick for WrestleMania. It really is. Whether you like to admit it or not, it really is. And stuff like that. I'm going to read a few more of your comments before we go here, ladies and gentlemen. By God, let's see, Goku, you fucking nerd. It's going to be a shit show by Calvin. I agree. Apparently, Will's knee bar entertainment. Zabar ain't safe. Should have had Zabar and Will in that Rumble. Would have been a hell of a lot more interesting. I'll tell you that much. Let's see. I hate New Japan and Indies, but AJ Styles is all right. He got cool moves. See, that's the thing. I do think a lot of even anti-smarks will even agree that AJ Styles isn't that bad. I think people kind of fake bashing him for the sake of bashing him. I mean, come on. AJ Styles has clearly shown he's very good on the microphone. He's very good in the ring. He clearly has a star power. Kids clearly like him. He isn't that bad. And is Nakamura and him versus, them two facing each other really a bad choice? It really isn't. It's probably the best choice that they have on the roster. Because looking at that Royal Rumble, I think people more pop for Rusev than anyone. That's it. Look at the Raw 25th anniversary show, baby. That tells you everything about WWE. Absolutely. I agree with that, James. Absolutely. If it was WWE's Road to WrestleMania, it will be a joke. It's true. I mean, let's be honest. The Road to WrestleMania has been a joke for years now. I've been somewhat immune to it now when it comes to that. Why can't CM Punk just return and kick everyone's asses? He's still under contract, I believe, with the UFC. He has no interest of coming back. And the CM Punk thing, the ship is sealed for that. That was another thing as well I wanted to add. If you were going into this Rumble thinking that CM Punk was going to return, come on, people. Like, he's not going to return. If he's going to return, it'll probably be, we'll hear it beforehand, or like even somewhat of a rumor of him coming back. Because he's very much under the radar at this point. And his stock has dropped since that UFC fight, whether people like to admit it or not. Dolph's entrance was underwhelming. I can't help but laugh at the future little rings. Where's your sunglasses, Jerry? There's no sunglasses. It's Ireland and shit like that. Usually I would, but it's like, actually, my job's pretty much done, Calvin. My jaw's pretty much done, mate. It's fucking over already, like, so happy fucking days. Um, Shinsuke can't cut a promo for shit. You know what? That's true on the package, but again, this is going to be a SmackDown kind of block of it. Roman and Brock's going to be the main event, and Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ are going to be the co-main event, if you will. So I wouldn't even look into that much, to be honest. Um, so is everyone going to have an hour? Is everyone going to have an hour toilet break for this main event? Or I guess so, man. Might even play some GTA, to be honest. I'm very surprising that the Rumble match is over. Before we end, I'm gonna say this: a lot of people are very pissed off that the Women's Royal Rumble was going to be billed after the Men's Royal Rumble. Again, I'm surprised and I'm not at the same time. They were trying to make this a big thing. In fact, they even booked the women's match more than the men's match. So it says to me that we might have some good returns when it comes to this, but we'll have to wait and see, guys. But I'd like to thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel, signing out.